What's up, everyone? Back again with another movie review. Yours truly, Christian Witte. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new Expendables 3. This movie took a pretty massive hit before it was released. There was really good DVD quality that was pirated online that has gotten well over 2 million downloads already. So that's going to really hit the box office. I know Lionsgate is going to sue them. How they're going to go about that. Who are they going to sue? John Doe's. I don't know. But I did get to see this film early. I did not download it. Now, if you download a film, that is a copyright infringement. So that's against the law. But there is no law to live stream the film, which I did, knowing full and well that I was going to go see it in the theater anyway. So I watched it on my Galaxy S3. And I got to say that I absolutely love this film. And it was easily the best of the three. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit just so you know where I'm coming from. My forefathers were Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, Seagal. We can add Jeff Speakman in there as a stepfather. He can watch me on the weekends. Yes, Speakman, the guy who did one good movie, that awesome kata in the beginning of The Perfect Weapon. Remember, what was it? To You Got the Power? Yeah, him. Bruce Willis as well. So yeah, I'm a real product of the 80s. I gotta say, yeah, if you're in your 30s, you should love this movie. I don't see a reason why you shouldn't. A little bit about the film without really giving anything away. This time, Stallone and company, they're going after one of the original Expendables, who's played by Mel Gibson. And Gibson was awesome in this film. We haven't really seen him since his mouth got him into a lot of trouble, so he hasn't been doing any movies, but watching this really reminds you of the acting chops that this guy has. Easily the best actor on set. He raised the bar for all the actors on set. His deliveries, I mean, you just watch his deliveries, were just so good. It's like he was almost like too good to be in this movie, but I'm glad they got him. They were lucky to really have him. They had a couple more additions to this one. Wesley Snipes was great. He was really funny, and they introduced him early. And Banderas, he stole the show in the comedy, and he was my favorite of all the new additions into the film. He had me in stitches and was absolutely hysterical in the end. They had him in a tandem with Ronda Rousey, another new addition, the women's undefeated UFC champion. And she did very well for her first big role in a film. Her delivery and even her action sequences were believable, especially if you know who she is. The dialogue was much more cleaned up in this one compared to the other ones. There seemed like, if you watch the first one, second one, there was a lot of improv that they've done by guys who are not improv artists. So it just turned out to be, the dialogue was really bad banter in the first two films, and I'll admit that. And I love the first film, and the only thing that saved it for me was the action sequences there, especially in the last act. I thought it was awesome. You also had the second one. I smiled a lot. You could say I smiled loudly through the film. The only person I really liked in that one was Van Damme. I thought he did a really, really good job in that movie, and I hope to see more of him on the big screen. I don't know if we're gonna, though. Back to this one, though. Yeah, the dialogue was much more cleaned up. It was much more fluid, had more meaning as opposed to just banter. Where else? There was a couple of scenes that I shook my head at, but only two. There was one early on, there was a boat jump, and that pissed me off because it was early on, and all these negative people who are just dying, chomping at the bit to just complain about this movie. That kind of gives them their poison and venom to shoot out on everybody watching, saying this is so unbelievable. So that was a little annoying, and there was a motorcycle jump in the end of the movie that was just they should have done something else, but they did it. But there was so much going on there in that third act of the film that it just brushed it off pretty quickly. So the two scenes that I didn't care for in the film didn't really ruin the film for me at all. I read an article. This one guy, I wish I remembered his name so I can give him a credit. That he said that this really isn't a movie. That this is more of an event. It's a show, and I could not agree with him more. It was definitely a ride, and if you take it for what it really is just a ride. It's entertainment. You can go sit down and have a lot of fun watching this movie. Harrison Ford was another awesome addition too. He replaced Bruce Willis because Willis was asking for his standard fee, which was just too much money. They got to pay everybody in an all-star cast. So Harrison stepped in and was awesome. They gave him some good dialogue in there. And especially who they really paired him up with in the end of the film. It was awesome just watching these guys I grew up watching when I was little. Seeing them in scenes together for the first time, that was something else to watch. A lot of people were complaining before the film was released that it was PG-13. Obviously, they're trying to do that for more box office views. There's a couple reasons why that being PG-13 didn't ruin this film at all. It didn't dumb down the action at all. If you go back and you look at the one Die Hard film, Die Hard 4, Die Another Day, Live Free or Die Hard. That movie was action-packed and PG-13. They just took out all the McClane swearing and they took out the blood. That's pretty much what they did in this. And you know, in PG-13 films, you're allowed one F-bomb. And actually, the person who they gave that to was like, I thought it was a perfect choice. I don't think he's ever even said that before. I've never seen him say that in a film. So no, I got a couple of ha-has out of that. You know, I'm not too worried about it, that it was PG-13 also, because you know as soon as they release the Blu-ray, it's going to have like the director's cut, the unrated version. So we'll be able, once it comes out on video, we'll be able to see the actual film that they wanted to release in the theater before they had to edit out everything to make it PG-13. I have to give this movie 5 out of 5 stars. That's right, this was the best movie I've seen all year. I haven't seen a whole lot of films, but I did see a good amount. Like say, for instance, Captain America: Winter Soldier. That was an awesome movie. I liked Expendables 3 more. Bold statement, but I think, like I said earlier, if you're a product of the 80s and you grew up watching a lot of these action films, I think you can really appreciate what they did with this movie. It didn't slow down too much. They did do some character development there in the middle. Just to introduce a lot of the new Expendables, and at first I wasn't too happy with that. I didn't want to see any new, younger people in there. That's not why we went there to see it. But what they did with that, I thought the payoff was really good. It really came together well. You know, there was a moment I was like, I just wasn't too happy with it, and then once it all came full circle, it was like, definitely, and I cannot wait to see this one again in the theater. Definitely looking forward to that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. I forgot to mention in the last video, hit the subscribe button. We like subscribers around here. And the thumbs up. Throw a comment in there if you want me to review anything else, even if it's an old one. Maybe I'll throw on a Perfect Weapon review on here. If you guys don't know who Speakman is. Anyway, that's pretty much it, and maybe we'll see you again soon. Thank you, and have a wonderful, fun-filled day.